everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. The Bengals have every intention of walking out of today's game with win number 4 on the season. It's the Raiders going up against the Bengals. So let's send you up now to the Queen City of Cincinnati. Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, it's the NFL on EA Sport Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Oakland Raiders and the Cincinnati Bengals. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. They go play action here on first down. He's got time. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Here's the first carry for Matt Jones. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. Sean Williams had time in on the stop. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. A dump underneath to Jones. A strong running. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Going up top. And they went big on first down. Proves unfruitful.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
Second down now after the incompletion. Not enough sense of urgency there. Play clock hits 0, 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, I like your point there. Not enough sense of urgency. People walking up to the line of scrimmage, you've got to get up there and get set and be ready to go.
So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long.
Here we go. Green, 39.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throw left side to the tight end, Walford. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And if they want to keep this drive alive, they'll need 8 yards here on 3rd down. On play action, they'll throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. First try for this offense today and our first chance to get a look at Tyler Eifert.
And he's part of the new wave of tight ends in the NFL. They use them in every position, sometimes even by themselves as a wide receiver.
To throw now on 2nd and 10. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. And give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
There's a good push to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And this is incomplete. Time to meet the defensive starters for the Oakland Raiders. And you want to discuss one of their safeties.
I certainly do. Carl Joseph out of West Virginia. Always did a great job policing the middle of the field. A big hitter, knocked the ball away. But really added to his game his last year as a Mountaineer. Became a better cover guy and a better ball hawk before he got injured. They're really going to love him in Oakland.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Now, that result is no surprise. This team is bringing back memories of what? The 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. Those teams were so great against the run, they made you abandon any plans of doing that when you played against them.
Watch left, watch left, watch left. Start right there. All right, here we go. Now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Short throw pick six right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21-yard line. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. Give, this is their fullback. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Gets a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
A good solid game there on first down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Back to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Here to his running back, and he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. To the left side here for Eifert. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
You give him 15 more, and it's another first down.
All right, I'm doing my rudimentary math here. That's his 3rd catch here in the first quarter. I don't know if it's just game plan or he's just finding his way open.
And maybe a little of both. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Charles, I know it's hard when live bullets are flying, but you cannot keep your hand up around the face mask area.
It is absolutely inexcusable nowadays. We talk about target areas all the time. You have to aim lower so that your hand doesn't get involved in the face mask.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney on now. Green 39. Green 39. Check 93 to the mic. 93 to the mic. Detroit. Detroit.
Back to throw now on first down. His pass caught at the 4. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
How about the timing on that one? Where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, ball's out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
All right, here we go.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with the football to begin quarter number 2. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
4 down, 4 down. All right, here we go. 3-19. Check 93. 3-19. Hey. You gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this? You think you gonna get this? Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Watch the twist. All right, now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
He'll look to throw. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Mario Edwards able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 4th down. And this one is right through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the drive takes them inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. On play action, they'll throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities. For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
They'll look to throw here. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he stopped immediately there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. Got a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
They come up in an offset eye. They go back to the ground with Jones. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Inside the red zone, and that means don't come away from there with anything less than 3 points, but everyone's thinking about 6. They're trying to get to the end zone. They decide to run a toss. Big people up front being mobile and moving, and a running back trying to follow behind them to find yardage, and that's exactly what he did.
Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll come out in the pistol.
Let's go! 3-19! Detroit! Detroit! Watch it now, Barney!
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. That's complete right around the 8. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. Again, we'll see the pistol here.
All right, here we go.
6 yards still to go here on 2nd and goal. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Not only was that a terrific play, but that loss of yardage they created this close to their own goal line, that gives them a little breathing room now as they move them back.
And they're breathing fire a little bit right now, aren't they?
A lot of confidence being shown by them at this point of the game.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. And this seemingly endless drive continues.
Detroit! Detroit! Let's go!
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete.
I remember growing up playing basketball. My coaches always talked about communicating on defense, making sure you talk on defense, know where your screens are, know where the cuts are coming from, who has who. Well, guess what? It's the same thing in football. Even though there's more noise out there, you can hear all the screams of screen, screen. This defense, the bench, everyone let them know what the play was, and that's why they were able to react and knock the ball away.
And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one, and I don't think this was blocked. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
Ground game here with a tailback. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. Just 1 yard to go here on 2nd down. They'll drop to throw. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. They come out here in the I. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down.
And while it didn't work very well on that play, defenders on 3rd and short know it's going to be a quick read. And really, the quarterback's just going to turn around and hand it off. So that way, you're able to diagnose the play and try and get to the point of attack. But when you're dealing with a fullback, it's hard to knock him backwards.
They go play action here on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
They'll set up a throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A good pickup there at 22. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways. All right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to...
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Back to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
All right, now look at 56. Let's go. 56. 19.
And he goes in motion here in the backfield.
Hey, check motion man. Put your hands on him. Get hands on motion man.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Again, he'll drop to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As we sit, and Larry apparently very brief in his report. Thanks anyway, my man, as we're already set for action. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will get out of bounds. No worries there, though. That still goes as a touchback. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the 1st half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the 2nd half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
All right, now look at 56. Lucky 56. Double up. Green 39. Green 39. What do you want?
Play clock winding down. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they pick up the 1st down there with a gain of 4.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And his throw's going to be incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And the wideout in motion. Out of the gun now on third down. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. B.J. Goodson. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a fourth down. A 41-yard punt there with no return, and the Raiders will take possession. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. They'll drop to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. He's got a man complete. That all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Dan Williams there to make the tackle.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
Here we go. Green, 39. Green. Switch. No. Check. Patriot. Here we go.
Action fake. They'll nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that, and that's what they've done all game long.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
Here we go. 3, now lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got his man. It's Eifert. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And he's been one of their few bright spots here this afternoon.
And as you pointed out, so far he's gotten his. That's not been the issue at all. But the teammates, the other guys, they've been shut down. That's why the defensive guys have to feel pretty good, even though he's over 100 yards.
Yeah, he topped 100 with that last catch. And a give this time to the tailback. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
It's a pickup of 14 there, and the Bengals are going to have a first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll find his man on the comeback route, complete. It's a gain of 21 that time. And the Raiders are going to have a first down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Walford in motion, the tight end. They'll look to throw here on first down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. And he'll get this across midfield to the 48. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did. We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Here we go now. Blue line now, look at 56.
Back to throw. Firing quickly here, that's complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Double tight, guys, double tight. No, check, Patriots.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Raiders with the lead and the football here as we get ready to start quarter number 4. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Another pistol look here.
Green, 39. Gun. Let's go. Detroit.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. A dump underneath to Jones. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Raiders add on to their lead. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Just go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the first. And they're going to speed things up here. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing. And now here is another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They come out here in the eye. Again, it's Jones. Down right around the 25. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They'll look to throw here. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
Let's go. Here we go. Watch it now, Barney.
One man in the backfield. That's Jones. He'll look to throw. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
So they run it on 2nd down. Now let's see what 3rd down brings here for the offense.
Green 39. Green 39.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. And the 13-year man puts it through and their lead will swell up to 28. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the fourth.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. It's a gain of 9 yards, and that'll make it 2nd and short. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one. It appears that the pressure is affecting him today. Normally, he knows exactly when to get rid of the football, but today, because he's been hit a few times, he's getting rid of it a little bit too quickly.
Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. They come out here in the eye. A give to the fullback on the dive. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
3rd and 1, who are you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man. Hand him the ball and let him get upfield and pick up a 1st down.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Here we go now. Detroit!
Slot man moves right. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They're going to look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. I don't care if you're taking it in round 1, you're undrafted, whatever. As a rookie quarterback in this league, you're going to have games where you face adversity like this.
Lessons. All the time you're going to face these lessons. The key for this guy is, will he be able to bounce back in the next one? Because right now, this has not been his game.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. And the offense now will try to regroup after the sack on 2nd down. Here comes the D swarming to the line. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
Let's go, defense. Our time. Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Surveying the field. And he comes back with one complete. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Green 39. Green 39.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Back to throw again. This will be caught at about the 6. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense.
Detroit! Set! Green 39! Green 39! Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic. No. Check, Patriot! Here we go now. All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Leopard. Hurry up, here we go.
And he motions the wide receiver.
Blue 90.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Levante David. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all,
and now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. 3rd down and 12.
Hey, we've got tight left. Tight ends left. 4 down. Now let's go. Detroit.
Walford in motion, the tight end. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And it's fielded at the 34. 12 yards on the return that time. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for the Raiders, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the San Diego Chargers. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Cincinnati.